Okay, so I've got a under-counter fridge freezer here. Well, freezer. And apparently it just stopped working. So I got it off Facebook, delivered for about tenner. Figured I'd try and fix it. I have had a quick look. And nothing seems off. We've got a... Well, I'll try and get this out. Can't get it out. There it is. Basically a thermal overload. Here, just... But that's open. It's very awkward because I've got to hold the camera. But... Just jam one between there. That's not going to work while I'm holding it, is it? Probably not. And... Well, it kind of worked for a second. There you go. It's open. So that's presumably fine. Because all it's got to do is let the power through, right? It's just a fuse, essentially. I assume a resettable fuse, but a fuse nonetheless. Is that even in the right place? And the starter relay here. Okay, it's in the right place. Starter relay that, at least from what I can tell, I'll try and put the camera down on something. Right. And we have between these two, oh, knocked the camera there. There's only one wire going on this, so. Between that one and that one, and we've got 12.6 ohms, which to me seems fine. But it does get very hot when turning it on. It draws about 460 watts without doing anything, and this gets hot, as you'd imagine, on 460 watts. But 12.6 ohms seems fine. I checked the one on the fridge in the house, and that one is reading about 15 ohms. And from what I've looked up online, anything around 15 should be fine. I've checked the disc inside, that looks fine. However, the resistance on the actual compressor itself, sadly, we've got on that winding, it is 93.2, which seems a little bit high. That one is 41.5 ohms, and between that one and that one, I can see very well, but I'm going between each three. Oh, and I slipped off. Oh, come on. You got 52-ish. Now that seems quite a lot for a compressor. I couldn't see there, but I was just going between that prong and that prong, that prong and that prong, and that prong and that prong. All three windings, and they're all pretty high. I don't think that's a good thing. They're not shorting though. At least not what I can tell. They're not shorting to ground. I'll check that actually. Although surely that would indicate it would be 0. So, but nonetheless, I will check for any grounds on the off chance. Nope, all seem good there. Or at least it's not earthing anyway. Well, then if it was earthing, it wouldn't work anyway, right? Go between ground here. Is that ground, technically? Okay, well, nothing obvious there anyway. So, I mean, I could buy another one of these, but it doesn't seem to be reading faulty, so I'm not really sure. I don't have one similar enough I can just swap over on a different. Like the fridge freezer indoors has 4 wires, 3 wires, something like that. And the one in the aircon is a completely different setup to this. It doesn't connect to this at all. Well, it does, but via wires, and it's big relay. So I'm not really sure. There's the model number, if that's any good. I'm guessing just cheap Chinese whatever. So I'm not sure if I just buy another one of these just to see if it works. I don't think it's the relay, the thermal fuse majigger. But based on the readings of the compressor, from what I've seen online, that's pretty high. It should be around about, what's it, like 15 or less, something like that. We're getting 100 on one of them, so that sounds like that's bad. But I mean, maybe I'll try getting another one of these just to see if it works before dooming this to the tip. It's a shame, really, as I could have used an extra freezer. But yeah, all right. Well, I don't know. I have to do some more research just to see if those numbers are fine, but I'm pretty sure they're not fine. But if I do get a new one of these, I'll add this to the video or just update it, I don't know. Well, cheers. Okay, well I've done a bit more research, and apparently, I don't know which one of these is the run and the start pins, because the diagram here says CSM and not CSR, so not a clue. But regardless, apparently the resistance between one of these and the common, they should be between like 0.5 of an ohm of each other, otherwise it's a, hold on, see what it says here again. It says run on run, a turn on turn short. Basically it says start and common pins should be within 0.5 ohms of each other. The run and common are starting, so between these and these should be between 0.5 of ohms of each other. And if they're different, the winding with a significantly lower reading has a turn short and the compressor needs to be replaced. So even though, I mean, they're still really high readings, as far as I'm aware, but they're actually like 10 ohms of each other, so I'm guessing the compressor is completely foobarred, which is kind of annoying. So now I've got to pay to get this to the tip, which is great. So it's almost definitely not the starter, which is a bit sad. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, that's a shame. There's a pointless video, but for anyone looking for it, yeah. So check between that one and that one, that one and that one, and they should be between half an ohm of each other. And apparently that means the compressor's fine. Well, that was a waste of money, but nope, not even good. Brilliant. Cheers.